Jai-Ho Kim wiped his sweaty palms on his lab coat for the third time in 5 minutes. Today was the day. After years of studying alien biology, he was finally going to meet a real living alien face to face. "Don't look so scared," said Captain Park, the military officer in charge of the first contact team. The Woofarians seemed friendly so far. Jai-Ho nodded, but couldn't help feeling nervous. The alien ship had landed 3 days ago in an open field outside Seoul. Unlike the scary aliens from movies, these visitors had sent happy messages right away. They called themselves Woofarians. The door to the meeting room opened with a soft hiss. Jai-Ho stood up straight as the first Woofarian walked in. Jai-Ho blinked in surprise. The alien looked like a dog. The big dog walking on 2 legs. It had soft brown fur, a short snout, floppy ears, and bright, intelligent eyes. It wore what looked like a uniform with many pockets. The alien stood about as tall as Jai-Ho. "Hello, humans." The Woofarian's voice was clear and happy, like someone greeting old friends. "I am Bori, science officer of the Woofarian explorer ship Star Chaser." 4 more Woofarians walked in behind Bori. They all looked similar but with different fur colors and patterns. One had spots, another had gray fur, and one was almost white. Captain Park stepped forward. "Welcome to Earth. I am Captain Park, and this is our science team." Jai-Ho couldn't stop staring. The aliens reminded him so much of Earth dogs, but they had 5-fingered hands like humans. Their faces showed clear emotions: curiosity, excitement, and something that looked like friendliness. When it was his turn to introduce himself, Jai-Ho stepped forward. "I'm Dr. Jai-Ho Kim, cynobiologist. I study life forms from other planets." Bori's ears perked up, and her tail, yes, she had a tail, started wagging. "A fellow scientist. I study life forms too." To everyone's surprise, Bori walked right up to Jai-Ho and sniffed the air around him. Then she held out her hand. Jai-Ho hesitated for a moment before shaking it. Her hand was warm and covered in short, soft fur. "Your species smells interesting," Bori said. "No offense meant." "None taken," Jai-Ho replied, finding himself smiling. He had prepared for so many possible first contacts, but none of his training covered talking to friendly dog people from space. Over the next few hours, the humans and Woofarians shared basic information. The Woofarians came from a planet called Woofar, about 20 light years from Earth. They had been exploring space for over 200 years. "We have met 15 other intelligent species," explained Bori as she sat across from Jai-Ho. "But none look as nice as you humans." "Nice?" Jai-Ho asked. "Yes. Most aliens we meet are very different from us. Some look like rocks or have too many legs. But you humans," she tilted her head in a very dog-like way, "you remind us of our ancient stories about the creators." This caught everyone's attention. "What creators?" Captain Park asked. The lead Woofarian, who had introduced himself as Ambassador Dalcom, stepped forward. "Our oldest stories say that long, long ago, the creators walked with us, helped us grow smart, and then left. We have no proof, just old tales." The humans exchanged glances. Could it be possible? After the meeting, Captain Park pulled Jai-Ho aside. "You've been assigned as Dr. Bori's human partner. You'll work together to learn about each other's biology and culture." Jai-Ho nodded, feeling both nervous and excited. "She seems friendly." "Yes, but remember, they're aliens, not pets. Be professional." As Jai-Ho watched Bori excitedly examining a potted plant in the corner, her tail wagging with enthusiasm, he wondered what working with her would be like. Little did he know that this assignment would change his life forever. 1 month had passed since the Woofarians arrived. Jai-Ho now spent every day working with Bori in the special lab set up for their research. "Your blood cells are so interesting," Bori said as she looked through a microscope. She wagged her tail. "They're round. Ours are star-shaped." Jai-ho smiled. He had gotten used to Bori's endless excitement about human biology. Star-shaped blood cells might explain why you can heal so quickly. Bori nodded. Then her ears suddenly perked up. She sniffed the air and turned to Jai-ho. "You're hungry." Jai-ho blinked in surprise. "How did you know that?" "Your body gives off a special smell when you need food." Bori reached into one of her many pockets and pulled out something that looked like a blue cookie. "Here, try this. It's a travel snack from my home." Jai-ho hesitated. "Is it safe for humans?" "We tested it yesterday, remember? It's mostly protein and carbs, like your energy bars." Jai-ho took a small bite. It tasted like blueberries and nuts. "This is actually good." Bori's whole body wiggled with happiness. "I'm glad you like it. I brought it just for you." This was the third time this week Bori had brought him food. Jai-ho found it curious, but assumed it was normal Wooferian behavior. Later that day, Jai-ho met with his friend Hae-Newell in the cafeteria. "So, how's life with your alien dog lady?" Hae-Newell asked with a grin. Jai-ho rolled his eyes. "She's not a dog. The Wooferians evolved from canine-like animals, but they're as intelligent as we are." I know. Hae-Newell laughed. "But you have to admit, she follows you everywhere." It was true. Bori seemed to always be near Jai-ho. At first, he thought it was just for work, but she even waited for him outside when he used the bathroom. "She's just curious about humans," Jai-ho explained. "All the Wooferians are like that." Hae-Newell raised an eyebrow. "Are they?" "Because I work with Dr. Dalcom, and he doesn't bring me treats or sit so close our knees touch." Jai-ho felt his face grow warm. "It's nothing. Just different styles of friendship." The next day, Bori arrived at the lab carrying a small package wrapped in shiny paper. "I made this for you," she said, her ears twitching with what Jai-ho had learned was nervousness. Jai-ho carefully opened it. Inside was a bracelet made of small metal beads with strange marks on them. "It's beautiful," he said, genuinely impressed by the craftsmanship. "What do the marks mean?" Bori's tail wagged so hard her whole body shook. "It's a friendship band. The marks tell the story of our meeting. On my planet, we give these to special people in our pack." Jai-ho put it on. "Thank you, Bori. I'm honored." Taiwan, Jai-ho's supervisor, walked into the lab just then. He looked at the bracelet and frowned. "Dr. Kim, may I speak with you privately?" he asked. In the hallway, Taiwan looked serious. "The Wooferian ambassador has requested a meeting. Apparently, there's something important about Wooferian gift-giving customs we need to discuss." Jai-ho felt confused. "Is something wrong with accepting gifts?" "I don't know details, but it seems there are cultural meanings we're missing." The ambassador seemed concerned when he saw Bori giving you that small food package yesterday. Jai-ho looked through the window at Bori, who was happily organizing their lab samples, occasionally glancing at the door waiting for his return. "We're having a full cultural briefing tomorrow," Taiwan continued. "All human personnel working directly with Wooferians must attend." That night, Jai-ho looked at the bracelet on his wrist. It really was beautiful, with its strange symbols catching the light. He wondered what he was missing. Were the gifts, the constant closeness, and the special attention from Bori more than just friendly gestures? He had no idea how right he was, or how much his life was about to change. Jai-ho never made it to the cultural briefing. That morning, Bori arrived at the lab earlier than usual. She paced back and forth, her claws making soft clicking sounds on the floor. "Is everything okay?" Jai-ho asked as he set down his coffee. Bori stopped pacing. Her ears were flat against her head, which Jai-ho now knew meant she was nervous or worried. "We need to talk," she said. Her voice was more serious than he had ever heard before. "Sure. What's up?" Bori took a deep breath. She stood very straight, almost at attention. Her eyes locked with his. "You should prepare, human. We're having puppies." Jai-ho almost dropped his coffee mug. "We're? What?" "Puppies. Young ones. Offspring. Bori's tail began to wag slightly. I wasn't sure at first, but now I am. The signs are clear. Jai-Ho shook his head. Bori, that's impossible. We're different species, from different planets. We haven't even. We didn't. His face felt hot. He couldn't even finish the sentence. Bori tilted her head, confused. Then her eyes widened with understanding. Oh, you think? She made a strange sound that Jai-Ho realized was Wooferian laughter. No, we don't reproduce like that. Then how? Jai-Ho asked, still shocked. Bori sat down across from him. Wooferians can form deep bonds with compatible beings. When the bond is strong enough, and both parties live and work closely together, a biological resonance happens. My body has started creating new life based on both our genetic patterns. Jai-Ho stared at her. You're saying you're pregnant? Because we're friends. Not just friends. Bori touched the bracelet on his wrist. Pack bonds. Family bonds. You accepted my gifts, shared food with me, allowed me in your personal space. These are all signs of accepting a pack bond. I didn't know, Jai-Ho whispered. On Earth, those things just mean friendship. Bori's ears drooped. You're upset. I'm surprised, Jai-Ho said carefully. Humans can't have babies this way. We need specific actions. I see. Bori looked down. I should have explained sooner. I thought humans knew. The ambassador only told me yesterday that your species might not understand our ways. Jai-Ho tried to process everything. So you're really pregnant? With my puppies? Bori nodded. Our puppies. They will have traits from both of us. They will be the first Wooferian human hybrids in the universe. Just then, the lab door slid open. Taiwan walked in with Ambassador Dalgam. They both stopped when they saw Jai-Ho and Bori's serious faces. Ah, said Ambassador Dalgam, his gray muzzle twitching. I see the news has been shared. Taiwan looked confused. What news? I'm going to be a father, Jai-Ho said, still not quite believing it himself. Taiwan's jaw dropped. You're the way hey. So. Ambassador Dalgam's tail wagged happily. This is wonderful news. The first human Wooferian pack bond, resulting in offspring. This confirms what we suspected. Our species are highly compatible. Taiwan looked like he might faint. How is this biologically possible? As Bori began explaining Wooferian reproduction to a stunned Taiwan, Jai-Ho sat quietly, trying to make sense of his new reality. He was going to be a father, to alien puppies, with a woman who looked like a dog but wasn't a dog. How many? He suddenly asked. Bori turned to him. How many what? Puppies. How many are we having? Bori's tail wagged faster. I can't be sure yet, but I sense 3 distinct energy patterns. 3 puppies. 3 puppies. Jai-Ho was going to be a father of 3 half-alien puppies. His life would never be the same again. News of Jai-Ho and Bori's puppies spread quickly. By lunchtime, everyone in the research center knew. By dinner, the world leaders did too. Jai-Ho sat in a large meeting room. At the table were human officials from many countries. On video screens were serious-looking people in suits. Bori sat beside him, her tail still except for occasional nervous twitches. This is an unprecedented situation, said the head of the Global Alien Relations Committee. We have no protocols for interspecies reproduction. Ambassador Dalgam stood tall, his gray fur neatly brushed. On our world, this would be cause for celebration. A new pack forming is a blessed event. Taiwan cleared his throat. With all due respect, Ambassador, this raises many questions. Medical questions, legal questions, ethical questions. What ethical questions? Bori asked, her ears flattening slightly. No one did anything wrong. A stern woman in a military uniform spoke up. Dr. Kim, did you understand that your actions would lead to reproduction? Jai-Ho shook his head. No. In human culture, Sharing food and accepting gifts is just being friendly. See, there was no informed consent, the woman said. Bori growled softly. Are you suggesting I tricked him? I didn't know humans were unaware of bonding biology. None of us did. Ambassador Dalgam nodded. This is simply a cultural misunderstanding. But the puppies are a reality now, and they are a bridge between our species. What exactly will these puppies be like? Asked a scientist on one of the screens. Will they be more human or more Wooferian? Both and neither, Bori explained. They will have traits from both of us. My people's records show that hybrid offspring often develop unique qualities. The meeting went on for hours. Jiho's head hurt. Everyone was talking about him and Bori and their unborn puppies like they were a problem to solve. Finally, Jiho stood up. The room went quiet. I understand everyone's concerns, he said in a clear voice. But these are my puppies too. I didn't plan for this, but I accept my responsibility. I want to be part of their lives. Bori's eyes shined with happiness. Her tail started wagging again. A kind-looking woman who had been quiet until now spoke up. I agree with Dr. Kim. This may be unexpected, but it's happening. Instead of treating it like a problem, we should see it as an opportunity. The first human Wooferian family. Family. Someone muttered. Is that what we're calling it? Ambassador Dalgam's ears perked up. Yes. Family. Pack. On our world, packs are the foundation of society. Jiho and Bori have formed a pack bond. Their puppies will strengthen the ties between our worlds. The stern military woman still looked worried. What if more of these bonds form? What about population control? Resource allocation? One step at a time, Todd One suggested. Let's focus on this specific case first. After the meeting, Jiho and Bori walked together in the garden outside the research center. I'm sorry, Bori said softly. I didn't mean to cause trouble. Jiho touched her arm gently. It's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just new. Are you really okay with being a father to our puppies? Bori asked, her eyes full of hope. Jiho took a deep breath. 24 hours ago, his biggest worry had been finishing his research paper. Now he was going to be a father to alien hybrid puppies. It was crazy. Impossible. And yet, yes, he said finally. I'm scared and confused. But yes, they're part of me too. I want to know them. Bori's whole body wiggled with joy. In Wooferian tradition, when a new pack forms, the members must live together. Would that be acceptable to you? Jiho's eyes widened. Live together. With Bori. This was only the beginning of the changes coming to his life. Jiho's apartment had changed completely. What was once a tidy, simple space now looked like a combination of a human home and a Wooferian den. Bori had moved in 2 weeks ago. The first thing she did was bring in lots of soft blankets and pillows. She arranged them in a circle in the corner of the living room. This is a nesting area, she explained, for when the puppies arrive. Jiho watched as she carefully placed each pillow. How long until they're born? About 2 months in Earth time, Bori said. Her belly was already a little rounder. Wooferian pregnancies are faster than human ones. Jiho still found it hard to believe sometimes. He was going to be a father. To puppies. With an alien. But as strange as it was, Jiho was starting to feel excited. Every day, he learned more about Wooferian culture and family life. In Wooferian packs, both parents take care of the puppies. Bori told him as they ate dinner. The whole pack helps raise them. Humans are similar, Jiho said, though we often just have the parents and maybe grandparents help. Bori wagged her tail. Our puppies will have both traditions, the best of both worlds. The medical team was working hard to prepare for the birth. Hinul, the human doctor, worked with a Wooferian healer named Duel to create a special birthing room. We've analyzed the genetic patterns, Hinul told Jiho during a checkup. It's fascinating. The puppies will have a perfect mix of both species' DNA. Will they look more like me or more like Bori? Jaiho asked. Hamnul smiled. A bit of both, we think. They'll have fur like Woofarians, but their faces might be more human-like. We won't know for sure until they're born. At home, Jaiho was reading every book and article he could find about raising children. None of them mentioned alien puppies, of course, but he hoped the basic ideas would be the same. One evening, as they sat together on the couch, Bori put Jaiho's hand on her round belly. "Can you feel that?" she asked with shining eyes. Under his palm, Jaiho felt a small movement. Then another. The puppies were kicking. "That's amazing," he whispered. "They know your touch," Bori said. "They can sense their father." Jaiho felt a warm feeling in his chest. These were his puppies, his family. The next day, Jaiho's parents arrived from Busan. They had been shocked when he first told them the news, but they wanted to support their son. "We came to help prepare," his mother said as she hugged him. Then she looked at Bori with curious eyes. "And to meet our daughter-in-law." "Packmate is our term," Bori said with a respectful bow. "But yes, we are family now." Jaiho's father seemed less sure. "Son, are you really ready for this?" "No," Jaiho admitted. "But I'm learning." "We both are." That night, after his parents went to their hotel, Jaiho found Bori rearranging the nesting area again. "Is something wrong?" he asked. "I'm adding space," she said. "For your parents. They should be part of the birth ceremony." Jaiho hadn't thought about a birth ceremony. What does that involve? Bori's tail wagged. All pack members gather in a circle around the mother. They sing the welcome song to guide the puppies into the world. "My parents don't know Woofarian songs," Jaiho pointed out. "They can learn," Bori said simply. "Or we can include human traditions too. Our puppies belong to both worlds." Our puppies, Jaiho liked the sound of that. Whatever challenges came next, they would face them together. As a pack. The call came at 3 a.m. Jaiho jumped out of bed when he heard Bori's soft whine. "It's time," she said, her eyes wide and bright in the darkness. "The puppies are coming." Jaiho quickly called the medical team. Then he helped Bori into the special room they had prepared. The nesting area was ready with clean, soft blankets. "Should I call my parents?" Jaiho asked as he held Bori's paw. "Yes," Bori said between quick breaths. "All pack members should be here." Within an hour, the room was full. Henul and Dol set up their medical equipment. Ambassador Dalgam arrived with 3 Woofarian elders. Jaiho's parents stood nervously by the wall. "What do we do?" Jaiho asked Dul. "Form the circle," the Woofarian healer said. "Put your hands on Bori. Give her your strength." Everyone gathered around the nest. Jaiho knelt beside Bori and held her paw. The Woofarians began to sing a low, gentle song that made the hair on Jaiho's arms stand up. "You can do this," Jaiho whispered to Bori. "We're all here with you." Bori squeezed his hand so hard it hurt. Then she began to push. The first puppy arrived quickly. It was small, with light brown fur and closed eyes. Dol cleaned it carefully and placed it on Bori's chest. "A healthy girl," Dol announced. "Nabi," Bori said softly. "Her name is Nabi." Before Jaiho could say anything, Bori tensed again. The second puppy was coming. This one had darker fur with white patches. "A boy," Henul said, helping Dol clean him. "Maru," Bori named him, nuzzling his tiny head. The third puppy took longer. Bori's face showed pain, and Jaiho felt scared. The Woofarians sang louder, and Jaiho's mother joined in, humming along even though she didn't know the words. Finally, the last puppy arrived. This one was the smallest, with pure white fur. "Another boy," Dol said, the runt of the litter, but strong. "Dubu," Bori whispered, looking exhausted but happy. The 3 tiny puppies snuggled against Bori's fur. They made small squeaking sounds as they found their way to her milk. Jai-Ho stared in wonder. They looked like Woofarian puppies with their fur and pointed ears. But as the first one, Nabi, briefly opened her eyes, Jai-Ho gasped. Her eyes were human-like, with round pupils instead of the oval ones Woofarians had. "They're beautiful," Jai-Ho's mother said, moving closer to see. "Would you like to hold one?" Bori asked Jai-Ho. Carefully, as if handling glass, Jai-Ho picked up Maru. The puppy felt warm and incredibly light in his hands. When Jai-Ho held him close to his chest, Maru made a happy sound and seemed to snuggle closer. A strange feeling washed over Jai-Ho. A protective feeling so strong it almost hurt. This was his son. Different from any human baby, but his son all the same. "I love them," Jai-Ho said, surprised at the tears in his eyes. "I love all three of them." Ambassador Dalgam stepped forward. "The first human Woofarian hybrid puppies in the universe. This is a historic day." One by one, everyone in the room held each puppy. The Woofarian elders sniffed them carefully and made happy rumbling sounds. Jai-Ho's father, who had been so unsure before, smiled when tiny Dubu yawned in his hands. "They smell like both of you," Dul noted, "human and Woofarian." As the sun rose, the room grew quiet. The visitors left, leaving just Jai-Ho, Bori, and their 3 sleeping puppies. "We're a family now," Jai-Ho said, as he sat beside Bori in the nest. "A pack," Bori corrected with a tired smile. "The first human Woofarian pack." Jai-Ho gently touched each puppy's head. Nabi, Maru, and Dubu, his children. The beginning of something entirely new in the universe. 6 months passed quickly. Jai-Ho and Bori were tired but happy as they watched their puppies grow much faster than human babies would. "Maru, please stop climbing the bookshelf," Jai-Ho said as he lifted the furry toddler down for the 3rd time that morning. Unlike human children, the puppies were already walking and talking. They looked like small Woofarians with their fur and pointed ears, but their faces had human-like features. Their eyes were the most striking part, large and expressive, with round pupils that showed their human heritage. "But I want the red book," Maru said, his tail wagging. "It has good pictures." "Ask first, then I'll get it for you," Jai-Ho explained patiently. In the kitchen, Bori was trying to feed Dubu, the smallest puppy. He turned his head away from the spoon. "Don't like it," Dubu said. "Smells wrong." "It's good human food," Bori said. "You need both human and Woofarian food to grow strong." Nabi, the only girl puppy, sat quietly drawing pictures. She was often the calmest of the 3. But today, she looked sad. Jai-Ho sat next to her. "What's wrong, Nabi?" "The other puppies at school said I'm not a real Woofarian," she said softly. "And the human children said I'm not human." Jai-Ho felt a pain in his heart. He had worried about this. The puppies didn't fit perfectly into either world. "You're something special," Jai-Ho told her. "You're both and something new too." Bori came over and nuzzled Nabi's head. "Your father is right. You 3 are the first of your kind. That makes you very special." Later that day, Jai-Ho met with Subin, a child psychologist who was helping them raise the hybrid puppies. "They're struggling to find their place," Jai-Ho explained. "They don't fit in with human children or Woofarian puppies." Subin nodded. "That's normal for children from mixed backgrounds. They need to build their own identity." "How do we help them?" Jai-Ho asked. "Celebrate both sides of their heritage," Subin suggested, "and find other children who are open to differences." That evening, Ambassador Dalgam visited with good news. 2 more human Woofarian packs have formed, he announced, and one of them is expecting puppies next month. Jai-Ho was surprised. More hybrid families. "Who?" "Dr. Haynewell and Officer Dal," Dalgam said. "They've been working closely for months." Bori's tail wagged happily. "That's wonderful. Our puppies won't be alone anymore." After Dalgam left, The family sat together for story time. It was Jeho's favorite part of the day. "Tell us about how you and Mom met," Maru asked, as he often did. Jeho smiled. "Well, your mother came from the stars in a big ship." As Jeho told the story, he noticed something strange. When Dubu got excited, the fur on his back changed color slightly, turning from white to a pale blue. It was something neither humans nor Wufarians could do. Later, when the puppies were asleep, Jeho showed Bori a video he had recorded. "Did you see Dubu's fur change color?" he asked. Bori watched with wide eyes. "That's new. Neither of our species can do that. The hybrid DNA must be creating new traits," Jeho said. "Who knows what else they might develop?" That night, Jeho couldn't sleep. He was worried about his puppies facing a world that might not understand them. But he was also proud. His children were something new in the universe. They were creating their own path. As if sensing his thoughts, Bori touched his hand. "They will be fine," she whispered. "They have us. They have our pack." Jeho nodded. Whatever challenges came, they would face them together. 1 year had passed since the puppies were born. There were now 12 human Wufarian families on Earth, with more forming every month. A special school had been built for the hybrid children, where they could learn about both cultures. Jeho watched proudly as his puppies played in the schoolyard. At 18 months old, they looked like 5-year-old children, but with fur and pointed ears. They were smart, strong, and happy. "Dr. Kim." A voice interrupted his thoughts. It was Ta-1, looking worried. "We need you in the meeting room." Now, in the meeting room, serious faces greeted him. Ambassador Dalgam's fur was standing on end, a sign of great stress. "What's happening?" Jeho asked. "We received a message from space," Ta-1 explained. "A species called the Void Hunters has entered our solar system. They're old enemies of the Wufarians." Dalgam growled softly. "They hunt us like prey. They have for thousands of years." Bori rushed into the room, her ears flat against her head. "Is it true? Are they coming here?" A screen on the wall showed a strange ship. It looked like a sharp, black blade cutting through space. "Why are they coming to Earth?" Jeho asked. "They intercepted our communications," Dalgam said. "They know about the hybrid puppies. They call them abominations and want to destroy them." Jeho felt cold fear in his stomach. "We need to protect the children." Plans were made quickly. The human Wufarian families would be moved to a safe place under a mountain. Soldiers would guard them. The world's governments prepared to defend Earth. That night, as Jeho and Bori packed essential items, they tried to explain to the puppies without scaring them. "We're going on a trip," Bori said, "to a special place inside a mountain." Nabi, always the observant one, looked at her parents with serious eyes. "Because bad aliens are coming, right? I heard you talking." Maru puffed out his chest. "I'm not scared. I'll protect our pack." Dubu, the smallest but smartest puppy, asked, "Why do they hate us? We didn't do anything wrong." Jeho hugged his puppies close. "Some people fear what they don't understand. But we won't let them hurt you." The next day, as they prepared to leave for the mountain base, alarm sirens began to wail. The Void Hunter ship had entered Earth's atmosphere faster than expected. "They're heading straight for the school," someone shouted. Jeho's heart stopped. The school where many hybrid children were still waiting for their parents. "Our friends are there," Nabi cried. Without warning, all 3 puppies began to change. Dubu's white fur turned deep blue. Maru's eyes glowed like gold coins. Nabi stood very still, her ears twitching as if listening to something far away. "They're coming," she whispered. "I can feel them in my mind." Bori looked amazed. "They're showing Wufarian stress reactions, but much stronger than normal." Not just stress, Jeho realized. They're connecting somehow. All across the city, hybrid puppies were experiencing the same changes. Their human and Wufarian DNA was creating new abilities no one had seen before. Dubu looked at his blue paws with wonder. I can feel energy all around us. I think I can move it. He raised his small paw toward a pencil on the table. The pencil floated into the air. Maru's eyes glowed brighter. I can see the bad ship. It's big and black. Nabi nodded. And I can hear their thoughts. They're angry and afraid of us. Jaiho and Bori exchanged shocked looks. Their puppies had developed powers neither humans nor Wufarians possessed. We need to tell the others, Jaiho said urgently. The hybrid puppies might be Earth's best defense. As the Void Hunter ship drew closer, the puppies stood together, no longer afraid. The threat had awakened something unexpected in them. 6 months passed quickly. Jaiho and Bori were tired but happy as they watched their puppies grow much faster than human babies would. Maru, please stop climbing the bookshelf, Jaiho said as he lifted the furry toddler down for the 3rd time that morning. Unlike human children, the puppies were already walking and talking. They looked like small Wufarians with their fur and pointed ears, but their faces had human-like features. Their eyes were the most striking part, large and expressive, with round pupils that showed their human heritage. But I want the red book, Maru said, his tail wagging. It has good pictures. Ask first, then I'll get it for you, Jaiho explained patiently. In the kitchen, Bori was trying to feed Dubu, the smallest puppy. He turned his head away from the spoon. Don't like it, Dubu said. Smells wrong. It's good human food, Bori said. You need both human and Wufarian food to grow strong. Nabi, the only girl puppy, sat quietly drawing pictures. She was often the calmest of the 3. But today, she looked sad. Jaiho sat next to her. What's wrong, Nabi? The other puppies at school said I'm not a real Wufarian, she said softly. And the human children said I'm not human. Jaiho felt a pain in his heart. He had worried about this. The puppies didn't fit perfectly into either world. You're something special, Jaiho told her. You're both and something new too. Bori came over and nuzzled Nabi's head. Your father is right. You 3 are the first of your kind. That makes you very special. Later that day, Jaiho met with Subin, a child psychologist who was helping them raise the hybrid puppies. They're struggling to find their place, Jaiho explained. They don't fit in with human children or Wufarian puppies. Subin nodded. That's normal for children from mixed backgrounds. They need to build their own identity. How do we help them? Jaiho asked. Celebrate both sides of their heritage, Subin suggested, and find other children who are open to differences. That evening, Ambassador Dalgam visited with good news. 2 more human Wufarian packs have formed, he announced, and one of them is expecting puppies next month. Jaiho was surprised. More hybrid families. Who? Dr. Haynul and Officer Dalgam said. They'd been working closely for months. Bori's tail wagged happily. That's wonderful. Our puppies won't be alone anymore. After Dalgam left, the family sat together for story time. It was Jaiho's favorite part of the day. Tell us about how you and Mom met, Maru asked, as he often did. Jaiho smiled. Well, your mother came from the stars in a big ship. As Jaiho told the story, he noticed something strange. When Dubu got excited, the fur on his back changed color slightly, turning from white to a pale blue. It was something neither humans nor Wufarians could do. Later, when the puppies were asleep, Jaiho showed Bori a video he had recorded. Did you see Dubu's fur change color? He asked. Bori watched with wide eyes. That's new. Neither of our species can do that. A hybrid DNA must be creating new traits, Jaiho said. Who knows what else they might develop? That night, Jaiho couldn't sleep. He was worried about his puppies facing a world that might not understand them, but he was also proud. His children were something new in the universe. They were creating their own path. As if sensing his thoughts, Bori touched his hand. They will be fine, she whispered. They have us. They have our pack. Jai-Ho nodded. Whatever challenges came, they would face them together.